Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for September 23rd, 2015. Story we've been talking about the last couple days has been revolving around this cutoff low feature that's sitting off the Carolina coast here, and there's been some speculation and even some model runs showing that this precipitation would come up here probably in the Sunday-Monday time frame, depending on what model you looked at, and gave us some appreciable rainfall. But the majority of the models that are going to be like what I'm going to show you here, and also the model ensembles are showing a very similar idea, which is the same model with the same set of starting algorithms will run again for an additional 12 to 50 times, depending on which model you're looking at, and we look to that for additional support to these operational runs. There's not a lot of support for this coming up very far to the north here, and I'll show you what we're looking at here. Here's a look at early Wednesday morning. High pressure is going to be controlled here over our coverage area here for the next couple of days, and we're going to have temperatures that are going to be well above normal. Actually, generally about 5-6 degrees above normal here, but getting close to the 80-degree mark in some locations across east central Pennsylvania, down into southeast PA, interior South Jersey, parts of Delaware. And then this low pressure is going to kind of meander here around the southeastern U.S. coastline. And the reason it's doing that is for two reasons. One is we have a cutoff low. So the flow is coming in like this, and then this system here is kind of cut off from that flow here. So you have it just sitting here because there's no steering current, nothing to drive it out of here. So it's just kind of backing around and just hanging around here. And that's going to be unfortunate for those down here in the Carolina region here, because they're going to get some rain out of here, and they're just going to persist for several days. Meanwhile, we're stuck in this faster flow here and not affected by this. So high pressure is allowed to settle in over just to our north here, and that's going to be control of our weather for the next couple of days here. So while this is doing its thing down to our south here, we're now looking at Friday. This is a day later here. Still high pressure and control to our north here. And the same thing goes for Saturday. Saturday is kind of hanging around down here too. Now this is going to start. There's going to be a slight window of opportunity as this high pressure builds over New England up here by Maine, and it's going to create an onshore flow by the time we get to, well, pretty much all week. Winds are generally going to be out of the northeast all week here, so we'll have this onshore flow, but nothing too crazy. Maybe Sunday, as this system has this little window of opportunity to squeeze out of here as this high pressure starts to exit in this direction. So this presumably will follow that out of here in this direction with it. But if it does that, it should stay south and east of our coverage area here, and the only area we'd have to really pay attention to would be maybe extreme southern New Jersey and Delaware, and that's about it. Just getting a slight graze on the way out, much like we showed in yesterday's video here. And that's what's going on here. Is again, the high pressures over here in the Gulf of Maine here on Sunday. Now, whenever you have a high pressure in the Gulf of Maine, that usually means an increase in cloud cover. So you'll see many of our local forecasts are showing this persistent east wind here. That's going to allow for an increase in cloud cover, I think, on Sunday. But that's about it. This system looks like it's going to stay to our south. Of course, we have the Pope coming to Philly here on Friday. So there's a lot of people looking for what's going to be taking place for that event, for his visit. And right now we're still siding with the dry forecast, just because it doesn't look like this thing's going to try to come up to our area like some models were indicating as early as last night, or as recent as last night. So this thing's going to start, instead of just hanging around out here in this area here, it's going to start drifting to the northeast here, and I think it continues to do that and misses most of our coverage area. Again, extreme southern New Jersey, Delaware, we'll have to keep an eye on that area here before an isolated shower, but that doesn't look like it's going to affect anywhere else as this thing moves off to the northeast here. It gets out of here. And then it looks like we stay mostly dry for most of the forecast period and for the next 10 days maybe. This would be some very beneficial rain that we could definitely use, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. We'll keep an eye on this just in case. I'm not totally dismissing this idea, but it's probably about less than a 1 in 3 chance right now that we get some rain out of this, at least for most of our coverage area here on Sunday and Monday. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich, and that is your outlook for September 23rd, 2015. Have a great Wednesday.